Hello, dear viewer, and welcome to a Bergkamp Wonderland preview show for the Man United v Arsenal. I'm just looking at the timer, Jay. So they've changed the timer. The timer used to start at 0. It now starts at 4. So I'll try to add 5 seconds on. So we started at 9 seconds because last time it cut me off being mean about Carl not being able to read the timer. Anyway, so dear listener, guess who's with me tonight? Go on, have a guess. Who could it be? It's Jason.
Hello!
I won't ask if you're all right. None of us are all right, but we're getting on. I'm going to have something to eat later. I'm going to have bacon and I'm going to have potatoes. I would love to have tuna and mash, which is my comfort food, but I don't have any mashed potato.
Tuna and mash.
And a lot of butter.
Oh,
stunning. You ain't lived. I could eat that every single night if it was up to me.
I'd rather eat pigeon.
Ren had pigeon for his birthday a couple of days ago. I told him he was a silly boy. Should have had chicken, cock-a-doodle-doo and all that. Right, Jace, do you hear that?
What's that, Dan?
Can you hear what the people are asking?
Well, are they talking about the Manchester United versus Arsenal Premier League game, which is on tomorrow at 8 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time at Old Trafford? And I think they may be asking where they can see and hear the game.
Where? Well, good job you asked. I happened to have written it down. In the UK and Ireland, we seem to share the same channels. Good. It's on Sky Sports Main Event, Sky Go Extra, and Sky Sports Premier League. In Australia, for Dom, if you can be able to get up or go to bed, I don't know which way around it is. I've given up trying to work out the time there. It's on Optus Sport in New Zealand. It's on Spark Sport in Canada. For Jeff, is DAZN. In the US. Shut up. In the US of A for Mr. Shredder is Universo, NBCSN, SiriusXM FC. Wearing me out all these initials. Universo now, NBC Sports app, and Telemundo, Deportes, and Vivo, La España. No, I did the last bit in. And apparently, someone messaged me in the comments and said the Arsenal player do every single game, and they're really good. They do the commentary.
Yeah, they're very good.
For all I know, it could be Dave Hilliard doing it. I know he does some work for them. So you can go there.
He has been on, I know that. Tell me, Dan.
Yes.
And what's today's surprise country?
I was expecting you to ruin this. Luxembourg. It's on RMC Sport 1, now that you ask. So all our Luxembourgians, we've just sent you our number one man over there for a chit-chat. And then he wandered off. Sorry, not our fault. Personally, I'd have stayed and I'd have had some of your wonderful Luxembourgian cuisine, as long as it's chocolate. All right, Jace, head-to-head in the league games. What have we got?
Well, actually, Dan, we played United 200 times. We've won 70, drawn 47, and lost 83. Our last 3 League Cup games against Man United.
Oh, there you go. Mistake number 1. Not League Cup games, is it? It's league games. I forgot to delete Cup. There we go, listener. 1 so far.
Yeah, donkey. So 2018-2019, we drew 2-2 with United. Mustafi and Oli and an own goal. Sorry. There's Oli Giroud there.
Could be OG. That's what we used to call him. Could be other Jeff.
It could be other Jeff. Yeah. I'd reckon other Jeff had more of a chance of scoring than Giroud. So we drew 2-2. 2017-2018, we lost 2-1. Mkhitaryan and then a Fellaini goal.
The 90th minute.
Yeah. 2016-2017, we drew 1-1. An 89th minute, a Giroud goal. OG did score.
He did. Took him 2 years, but he managed to slip one in.
Yeah,
right,
he did.
Our last 5 Premier League away games, our last 5 Premier League games away, and their last 5 Premier League games at home, they're identical. We've both won 2, drawn 1, lost 2, both scored 7. We've conceded 9, they've conceded 5. We've got 1 clean sheet, they've got 2 clean sheets. And considering we've got the same away form as their home form, that's a good thing, I think, isn't it?
We've conceded 9.
Shh. Don't talk about that. But we were away for all those games, so that doesn't really matter. Right, do the injuries and suspensions.
Okay, so at the Arsenal, we have Lacazette has an ankle injury and is due back in October. Emile Smith-Rowe has got a broken face. Mavropanos is lacking match fitness. United have got Eric Bailey, Anthony Martial, Phil Jones. Well, Phil Jones, if he's there much longer, he's getting sacked in the morning. Marcus Rashford, Timothy Fosu-Mensah, Diogo Dalot, and Angel Gomez are all out. Luke Shaw and Paul Pogba, have late fitness tests. Ooh, it's going to be interesting, isn't it?
It's because without Pogba and Martial, who are for me, they're two best players apart from the young Welsh gentleman who's going to get a mention in a minute. I think they're their three best players, and not having Fatty Shaw running around with an oxygen mask on on a St John's ambulance stretcher, it's probably going to do them a favour not having him on there. So. Players to look out for. Now, I did used to have this as lineup and tactics. I've got rid of that because I don't care about it, and it's taken me too long to do. So, Jace, their joint top goal scorer, a Rashford, and some bloke called Daniel James. You ever heard of him?
Yeah. I have, funny enough.
Did you bleat on all summer that we should have bought him?
I bleated on last season that we should have bought him. It'd have cost us 15 million quid, and he'd have had a couple of goals from open play by now.
Yeah, where do they play him? Is he on the right?
On the left.
Oh, there you go. I've got no idea. They've both got 3 Premier League goals, and Rashford is injured, and Martial is their only other league goal scorer, but he's out too. They've had 3 league goal scorers in 6 games. That is hilarious. 2 of which won't be playing tomorrow. So they have one bloke who's got Premier League goal scoring experience, and he won't be doing anything because you'll have put the jinx on him. Well, he's one of your lot. Pogba has their most assists with 2, and they have Pariah, Rashford, McTominay and Martial all have 1 each, and 2 of those aren't playing. Tell us a bit about Mr. De Gea.
Well, David De Gea, he's let in 6 goals in 6 league games and has managed 2 clean sheets. Maguire, De Gea, Maguire, Lindelof and Wan-Bissaka are the only players to have played every minute of every league game this season.
I thought that was quite interesting.
It is, isn't it? It is.
I thought they were a more settled team than that, but I think it's a lot of it's down to injuries, isn't it?
And formation. At the wheel.
Yeah. Formation. They've played a 4-2-3-1 all season. So maybe that's why they got rid of Fraud Kaku and Sanchez, because I don't think either of those two would fit in. Well, Fraud Kaku wouldn't fit into anything other than a 5XL. I know how he's feeling, gentlemen and ladies. They played in all 8 league and cup games, and all those 8 games, they've won 3. They've drawn 3, one of which they then won on penalties, and they've lost 2 all season. And Man United are currently in joint 11th place with Sheffield United. I didn't need to put Sheffield United. I thought I put it there to make them look even worse than they actually are. In the Premier League on 8 points. Jace, have you got any Ole Gunnar Solskjaer stats for the ladies and gentleworms?
Amazingly, I have, Dan.
Shut up.
Ole's record as Manchester United manager is as follows. He's played 37 games. He's won 19. He's drawn 7 and he's lost 11 with a win ratio of 51.4%. I picked that at the air, pal. Out of the air.
Jesus, hope it's right. So do you think he's as bad as they're making out, or do you think it's just a team in massive transition and trying to get the big wage earners out of the club, which they have got rid of 2 of them?
I think there's a mixture of things happening there. I think, they spunked way too much money on Sanchez. I mean, I know they've spunked more on other people, but, they don't seem to have balance there, do they? They're going down the youth route a bit like us in many ways, but, they're United, so they'll be expected to buy, come the next couple of transfer windows. I'm not sure if he was the right appointment. I think it's a knee-jerk reaction from Woodward and the board or whatever's in charge up there. They needed a bit of experience, and Ole's not the man, really, is he? You look at him at the moment, he looks down, he looks a beaten man. If ever he's going to pull the rabbit out of a hat, it's going to be tomorrow night, isn't it? It'll be just bloody typical.
No, I'm confident. But you look at their team, you've got De Gea on a new contract on 300 grand or 350 grand a week for a goalkeeper. He's not even that magnificent, is he? He's had a real terrible few seasons. You got your talisman, your star player, you're one of the best players on God's green earth at the moment, Pogba. wanting to leave the club, just not doing anything. That bloke is like our Ozil, but at least he plays, and at least he's still got it. He's a massive wage earner. And then you got Sanchez on £500,000 a week. My God, that's just ridiculous. And then you've got Lukaku. I don't know why they got rid of Lukaku. Decent player. Always going to get them 20, 25 goals a season, all competitions, just not necessarily against the top four.
Yeah, the midfield looks weak. Lingard's overrated. Who's the boy, McTominay and stuff like that. These are kids that need to develop, and they haven't got, Pogba, I know he's a fabulous player, and, you can't ignore the talent, but he doesn't seem to be a kind of leader in that team, if you know what I mean. They don't have many leaders around the park. But, in a funny way, they're a bit like us at the moment. And I'm just, fuck them. I hope they fall apart and go down.
I think the start of the downfall was with Pogba was Jose not deliberately playing him out of position. You should say to Pogba, yeah, have the ball, do whatever the hell you want. Go and the Gaza role, do whatever you want because you're that good. And wasn't Jose playing him in defensive midfield at times?
I don't know. I couldn't give a monkeys. To be honest, people talk about Jose's ego. Well, Pogba seems to have a massive ego himself. I think there's a little more going on in the dressing room there than they care to acknowledge. And you saw with the Phil Jones Woodward business a couple last week.
That's how he's going to be fired in the morning. Turned around and told him to shut up.
Yeah. I don't know what to say. They're a bit of a car crash, but whenever we say that, it's going to bite us in the backside, isn't it? So, hopefully not. But it's one of those games I'm kind of excited about. I'm kind of confident about. But as much as I'm confident, I know somebody's waiting around the corner with a big stick for my confidence to smash into smithereens.
Don't say that. We are on the Emery choo-choo train, right? Let's talk about tactics, Jace. And lineups. If we see here the lovely boys and girls at home, is this working? Can they see it? Oh, there you go. You can see it. That's your formation, Jace. This is This is always what we would want, not what we think Emery's going to do, because you could put those in a Scrabble bag and pick them out at random for what Emery's going to do. So, talk us through what you've picked and why.
It's simply I start at the top. Aubameyang's on fire. He's our player of the season by a magic mile this season. The guy leads by example. He's been magnificent. I think Saka, it's flip a coin between Saka and Nelson for me. But I think Saka's shown a little bit more X factor, and I think we're going to need that tomorrow night. Pepe, you've got to give the guy a bit of time. You've got to give him, he's got to get his confidence. He's got a goal in the bag now, regardless of whether it's a penalty or not. I just think, you've got to stick with him. In the midfield, they've gone for a midfield three, a triangle. Basically, Xhaka and Torreira at the base. Okay? And, as kind of holders, and Willock as your B2B man. I think Willock ball at feet is sensational. He needs to be very, very diligent in his defensive duties tomorrow night if they were to go with him. I know people are going to have a pop at me dropping Guendouzi, but I just think you've got somebody in Torreira who's more positionally disciplined, okay? And Guendouzi's been fantastic, and this is more about the balance of the team rather than individuals, okay? So if anybody starts having a pop, Xhaka, he's just named Xhaka as captain. I can't see him dropping him. Combined with that, with the amount of pace you've got up top, the long balls could be very, very important for us. The back four, Tierney, I think, looked fabulous midweek. Luis and Chambers have gone for as your centre-half pairing. Both comfortable ball at feet, both can bring it out. Luis has had a bit of a tough time, but I think Chambers deserves a nod. I've gone for Mustafi as right back. Simply because of experience, I just think it'd be a better option. It doesn't really matter. And Leno in goal.
Did you know that Mustafi is now the fourth highest number of games at Arsenal? That's crazy, isn't it?
It doesn't surprise
me. We've only got 4 players that have played 100 games or more for Arsenal. I told you that in the summer, we let players go with a total number of appearances for Arsenal of over 1,500.
Yeah, look, they've gone for the clear out. They live and die on their decisions. Czech was retiring. Ramsey, they've let him go for nothing. We'll look the same. It's part of the process. You can't, you can be unhappy or whatever you want, or over the moon about it. It doesn't really matter. That's the decision of Raul and whoever. They will live and die on that, because if we don't see improvement, if we don't qualify for Champions League, their heads on the chopping block. It's as simple as that.
Right, here we have got your team and my team side by side. I've tried to zoom out. There we go. That's a little bit better. The only difference we've got that I think Bellerin will play, because it's such an important game. It's one of the probably 3 or 4 most important games, home or away, of the season. I agree with Leno. I've gone Holding. But then again, when I was doing this, I was in a bit of a hurry, and you did make the point, would it be a good idea to play Holding back-to-back games when he played? Did he play the full 90 minutes against Forest? Yeah, so I think you could be right there. Plus, I like the fact that playing Mustafi there means at any point we want, we can go to a back 3. Luiz could probably pull out into midfield, or Chambers and Mustafi could swap over. Just confusion for that lot, because down the left-hand side, on there, where does Young play for Man United? Is he left back or right back?
Right back, isn't he?
So you're going to have Tierney and you're going to have Saka running at him. Also, I think I saw a tweet that said Saka's now been called up to the first team and be given squad number 7. He was number 7.
Their squad numbers are done. Once they're given to them beginning of the season, they can't change.
See, that's what I thought. If you wear 77 in the league, you can't then go and change to 7.
I think some monkey bollocks is looking for retweets, to be honest with you. It's the same old crap.
I ignored it. Either way, he looks like he's going to be playing more first team games, which is why I've got him playing in. I've got him on the right hand side of midfield, but I think he can play anywhere he wants in there. Torreira, I wouldn't play Xhaka. I don't think it's the kind of game where we can risk him being a twat. Saka and Guendouzi will be running all over the place. I'd like to see Ceballos actually play the same position he did when he got that game where he was absolutely magnificent. I think Newcastle or Burnley, always get those two mixed up.
It would be nice if he turned up.
It would be, but when I went to the Villa game, he was playing so much time on the left hand side, he wasn't being able to do what he wants to do. It's like the years ago with the Ramsey stuff. You need to say to him, look, go on, you play in the hole behind the front too. You just work your magic, and if you let Ceballos do that, he's going to be great. And then Aubameyang and Pepe up front. I know Pepe's going to go wide, and so Aubameyang may go wide, but yeah, I think your formation is more likely than mine, especially as we're playing away from home. And I do like the idea of having a slightly more defensive Xhaka and Torreira in the middle there. So
I think we've just got to use the pace well. If we're using the pace that we have available to us well, and Saka and Pepe, they've got to be defensively aware if they're both going to play. It doesn't matter who plays. Because what it's like. We always make somebody's career at United. That scumbag Lingard, Jesus.
Very true. Right, what else we got to do before we go? What's your prediction for the game? Don't let your heart rule your head. Go logical.
They're awful, but we're like a roller coaster. I would hope we would rock up, be very professional, and win 3-0. I think they're awful. I think they are a bit of a car crash. I think it's up to us to be disciplined off the ball, be creative on the ball, really, really, when you turn the ball over, when you get possession, go for them. Utilize the pace we have. And if you do that well, you should have them in knots. But, what we think and the way it turns out, the two different things, it's all going to depend on how Unai sets the team up.
Well, I'm having a quick look at their season. They got 4 against Chelsea, 1 against Wolves, 1 against Palace, 1 against Southampton, 1 against Leicester, 1 against Astana, none against West Ham, and 1 against Rochdale. I'm going to predict they're going to get 1, and I'm going to predict we're going to get 3. Aubameyang to bag a couple. And maybe, yet again, because he's such a gentleman, he'll lay one off for Pepe to score his first goal from open play, which would be absolutely brilliant. The show tomorrow night, who's on with you?
My brother from another mother, it's John Welsh. And my other brother from another mother, it's Carl, that London guy.
That's a lot of mothers.
Well, I'm not being funny. We've all got separate ones. We're all from kind of different places.
Oh, well, there you go. So it's your brother from another mother and a father. In fact, not related at all. To tell the truth.
To be fair, okay, the only thing me and John have got in common is Welsh. And after today's magnificent result in the rugby.
Yeah. I don't know. I've never watched a game of rugby in my life. I never intend to. All I know is the Miami Dolphins are rubbish at it. I think that's rugby, isn't it?
I know that's what the Barbican Pirates play.
Oh, how did they get on today?
Chris has been very quiet. I think
they've lost. No, that would be 5 losses in a row. God, he's going to be unbearable. There's going to be scrunchies as far as the eye can see.
I've been trolling him all weekend.
That's unlike you.
I know. I couldn't help it, but he turned around about Jordan Pickford, saying he's not good enough to be called Sunday League. And as I pointed out to him, he'd be the expert on what's not good enough for Sunday League.
Oh dear. And on that bombshell, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to leave you. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, especially if you're in America, because it's only just gone midday there. And in some places, it's not even, no, that'd be somewhere else. I'm going to shut up now, Jose. I've got no idea what I'm talking about. Say goodbye to the lovely listeners and viewers.
Take care, all. Keep it Arsenal. Let's hope for a big, big result. And Danny, say goodbye and then switch this shit off.
I'm switching it off. Goodbye.
Lovely.
I forgot that it takes a while for it to end now.
Oh, I know. It goes on forever.